Yeah.
Well, look, it's understanding the vows. First of all, it's understanding what you're getting yourself into,
Yeah.
for better or worse. A lot of people means for better
Yeah.
until worse kicks in, then I'll see how I'm gonna handle it. That's what a lot of people mean. If you look at the vows are in such a way that we build a wall, we build ourselves in, and every conflict that happens and every challenge will end up within the four walls of marriage. There's no getting out. It's like that's why they call it getting hinged. You know, you're not going anywhere. You might swing the door as wide as you want it. It's still attached to the door frame, because it's hinged to the door frame. So people need to understand the importance and the depth of the covenant, the marriage covenant. That's why it's important to go back to doing your data collection right. Understand and know what's important to you, what you can definitely
What
not
you can
live
do
without.
with and what you
Yes,
cannot
yes,
live without.
exactly. That's very important to me. I knew that the number one thing that matters for me, it's I want a person who has the fear of God in their heart. Number two, they need to hear God clearly. I'm not talking about an average person who just
Goes
average
to
in
church.
in the sense of spirituality, person who just goes to church, you know a person who sings gospel music, plays gospel music, and just
Yeah.
enjoy it and all of that. I knew that for the kind of ministry and the kind of person that I am, I want someone who hears God. It's
Yeah.
easy for me to tell on you, I'll go to God, which happened a lot of times in our marriage.
Yeah.
Where, like, I know, when you were depressed, I would just go to God and talk to God. And that's why it was easy for me to be patient with you. Is because I would talk to God about these things, and God will literally, to explain to me what you're going through, and it will give me the grace, and it will give me the knowledge and the understanding of how to handle you. Understand? Because it was a phase. I knew it was not permanent, but I had a role to play on healing you. So people don't understand that marriage is superior in the sense that it heals,
Yeah.
it builds, and it
Definitely.
heals.
But I think the biggest problem why we cannot heal each other is that the wounds come clothed in weaknesses and in offense.
Yeah.
So where the one area where I offended you the most was my greatest area of brokenness because of the abuse I went through. I didn't have a chance to be a child and play because of the chores that were embedded on me, and that abuse later was birthed in marriage as laziness or not willing to do something. But you needed the spiritual discernment to see beyond
The
she's just a
action.
lazy
Yes.
person, to see
Yes.
the wound behind my action. So it takes a lot of grace and discernment to see your partner's weaknesses and say, oh, this person is broken here, and you start praying for them instead of judging them and being hard on them.
And being patient. Like, one of the things that really mattered to me as well was the willingness to grow, to evolve, and learn, which you had. And if you remember very well, I used to provoke you in that area. I would tell you not to do something in a certain way when we're dating, and I'll say, no, it needs to be done like this. No, you have to grow in this area. And then you were willing to change, and I saw you growing and all those things. And those were the things that mattered to me, because I knew that it doesn't matter what we face in our marriage, we'll be able to conquer it, because one, you'll hear God, two, you'll be willing to change and evolve. Understand? So those are some of the things that really meant a lot to me. But the thing is, a lot of people don't think that getting married is still worth it in our day and time, because all around us, the testimonials of divorce, people are broken. A person who was happy once, who had money and everything, broken, lost everything to divorce and all those kind of things. That's what people are looking at, and that's what scares people from getting married. But they do not understand, they do not have the inside information of why those people didn't work out.
We're talking about the sex before marriage stuff. That what you do in your singleness affects you in marriage. So a lot of people come in marriage with a baggage of, expectations. They have, high sexual needs that are just impossible for a partner to meet. And then when they get into marriage, it's just this, it feels like a drag, because now you have to fight your past before you start your journey.
Of course, but you're already in the boat.
So it becomes heavy, So what you do in your single life is very important. But also, if you're already married, I realized in order for me to heal, I had to continuously look back and surrender things that I hadn't surrendered to God. I had not surrendered my abuse. That's why I couldn't serve you. I had not surrendered my fears, my insecurities, and that's why I couldn't be a better wife. So I always have to go back to my single life, to my childhood, and begin to heal that in marriage, so that I can be a better wife.
Yeah, but tell me here, from a lady's perspective, what scares a lot of ladies from getting married?
I think for me was it was a fear of being controlled, and just how I couldn't even say the word submission, because it sounded like, okay, this person is gonna rule me. And also I'm not a traditional person, so I didn't understand, why should I wash for you? Why should I why should I serve you like that? Why can't you do it yourself? So they're being I think that it's the fear of the expectations of culture, of what a wife should look like, that makes you feel disqualified. Because that's exactly how I felt on our first year of marriage. I even wrote an article called Disqualified. Check it out on our page, guys.
Facebook.
Yeah.
The School of Law.
Yeah. So I felt disqualified. I felt like I'm not worthy of marriage. So it's those attributes that a woman has to know everything and, run the house, and you don't know that. So you kind of feel like the pressure is too much, the pressure of the expectations of society. And most successful women, I think they're afraid to lose their independence,
Yeah. I think that's going back to that submission thing. I feel it's a big thing, honestly. As much as women have deal breakers, like for instance, it's natural that a woman needs security. She needs to be loved. Understand? Even scripture tells you, husbands, love your wives. God is telling you that it's in the DNA, the need to want to be loved. You need to understand the need for submission is a need to me as well.
Yeah, submission. I learned that for you as a man, submission is not something that you demand, but it's something that you need.
Of course. And you know what that does to me? Because you have to understand, y'all are emotional and all of that, but we are egocentric, When you submit, when you treat me like a king, you feed that thing. So when I get to work, it doesn't matter what my boss says, you're useless in anything.
So
I know I'm not useless. I know there's great potential, and stuff. I remember when it came to a season where I had to take a leap into what God has called us for and leave my job. And when you spoke into my life, we'll talk about that some other time. When you spoke into my life and you started telling me, you were confirming things that were already in me. The businesses, the ministry, and all of that. That actually confirmed what was inside of me. There's the way you submitted, the way you served me and everything. I would know, even on a terrible day where I made a terrible mistake at work or elsewhere. But when I come home, I'll know this is a safe haven for me. I'm safe here. I'm safe with her. And it's easier from that place to be a man of the house. It's easier from that place to be who I'm supposed to be. It's like a woman who's not secured, a woman who's not loved. She has so many scars and wounds that she goes out with. And then the first guy to say, yo, you're so beautiful. It doesn't matter who the guy is, how the guy looks or anything. She will literally entertain him, whether she's aware or unaware, because she just wants to hear that one more time. He says it the first time and she goes like, what? Because she just wants to hear that, because she doesn't get it. Understand? So this submission thing, it's a huge thing. It's a deal breaker, because ladies think it's a free ticket. It's a blank check. Understand? It's a one-way ticket to my heart. It's giving a guy a key to your heart. That's very fragile.
So you're saying submission is a deal breaker in marriage? Like if like I continuously don't submit, it can break our marriage.
It does, because a man doesn't feel like a man. It doesn't, like, there's a concept of who wears the pants. It's funny. It seems like a joke, and other men, as men, we do it. We let the ladies win in most of the arguments that are not necessary and stuff. But I won't allow you to derail us financially by committing to something that I feel. That's where you hear men saying, I'm stepping my foot down. Meaning, dude, I'm resuming my position. I let you win every day on the small things, but here I'm practicing my authority. I need you to submit.
So that submission thing, you spoke about it on the most important level. I was asking you, or when I give you tea, or when I might be asking the most obvious questions because I'm literally learning how to submit. So I want to know, when I give you your food, does it mean a lot to you that I put it on a tray? Or when I give you tea, that I put a saucer? Does it make a difference to you, or is it more important on an emotional level, or both?
Did you ask me that question?
If
I have to be honest, I
before.
feel the first thing is that it doesn't really, saucer or no saucer, tray or no tray, doesn't mean anything to me. But
you.
Yes, to me it doesn't. To
Yeah.
other men it does, honestly, because if you grew up and your mother is giving your father food on a tray, so you expect the same thing. Understand? I'm not saying it's right to expect or not, but you need to communicate your expectations. But with me, it's totally different in the sense that I know where we come from our first year of marriage. So I honor the growth. I honor and recognize the sacrifice. Understand? With which you put the effort to do those things. Like I remember we were talking about romance, to say you can be sweet and not romantic, but you can be sweet and romantic. It's the gesture, is the thoughtfulness that you put into it and stuff. So to us as men, sometimes, I don't want flowers or anything, but you serving me those those acts of service, the ones that you do every day, and the ones that you do random, to me, because I speak that language, it means a lot, honestly. And how you do it as well it speaks paragraphs and volumes about how much you honor me and stuff, honestly. So that's it. So to us as men, it means a lot that you you serve us. It means a lot that you submit to us. But in the 21st century, a lot of women feel like it's giving a man power over you. They feel like it's slavery. So we rather go 50-50 and stuff. The reason I don't believe in 50-50 is because 50-50 says anything that happens in this marriage, we can exchange roles at any time. I can jump onto your lane, you can jump onto my lane. Understand? And I don't really believe that's how marriage is meant to work. You have to understand that the reason scripture says that husbands love your wife and wife submits to your husband, God knew that in me loving you, I won't take advantage of you. If I love you, I won't treat you like a slave. Actually, I'll be thoughtful. I'll be the first person to say, baby, you've worked too much. Please sit down. No, I want to finish. No, sit down right now. And then I'll massage you. And then all those kind of things, which to you might speak of love, affection. And then I'll sit down and go like, yo, baby, you have worked today. You have worked a lot and all of those things. Understand? Which to you might speak, it's words of affirmation. Understand? So I'm loving you. You're serving me. You're submitting. Understand? Yeah. So basically that's it. Eh? It means a lot to us for you to submit. And you need to trust me that I will love you. Unfortunately, there's no love without...
There's no love without risk.
Exactly.
The less you risk it, the less you're gonna have.
Of course. So that's it. Thank you, guys. Well, you have come to the end of our first chillers. Yeah, no, the tea is finished. That's why we need to cut this so I can go make another cup.
And then we talk some more.
Thank you, guys. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, click on the bell for notification, comment down below, tell us what you enjoyed about this video, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.